Hello and welcome to another edition of Stock Watch. So as we get into the trading week, we hear a few companies that are still releasing their earnings report, and Zoom yesterday released a very staggering, well, a very strong start to the year, and this is because obviously the COVID pandemic is still taking its toll in the first 3 months of 2021. So the video call platform has had a boom in users during the crisis, as many employers are working from home still before a lot of companies open their offices and employers have to go back to the office. But saying that, depending on what company people are working for, a lot of places are looking for more people to work from home. So in one sense, a lot of analysts are saying that the Zoom profitability and sales is going to start declining at some point because obviously the pandemic is going to be over, hopefully. But in another hand, you have companies that are still looking for employees to work from home and to save money on that office space. So Zoom could still be apparent for quite a long time to come yet. So its profits almost reached more than $230 million, and this is up from about $27 million from the previous quarter of the previous year. So 2020, when the pandemic first hit, it was and it was an overnight household name, but it became more prominent when the pandemic really hit. And as I said, analysts are looking that there will be a slowdown, but we'll have to wait and see because there are some countries that are experiencing a third wave of the pandemic at the moment. So is this going to take its toll on Zoom? Excuse me, we'll have to wait and see. But this hasn't exactly propelled shares up to where they should be, as more people using a product or a service means more people need to be hired for that company, so overheads have actually gone up for Zoom. So even though their sales has actually surged over the past year, it hasn't really reflected on their share price for the ongoing reason. But we'll look at the chart shortly just to see where our opportunities lie. And eBay sellers from this week are no longer being able to use PayPal under their new terms. So this is coming to effect where, if someone buys something from someone else, the seller will have to now, they'll have to now pay the seller directly into their bank account rather than PayPal. So the changes mean that eBay buyers can still pay with PayPal, but sellers will go straight back into their bank accounts. And some sellers have actually threatened to stop using the service because of this. And this ends nearly a 2-decade run with PayPal and eBay. So quite a significant development and step there. So let's just take a look on Zoom. I've got this on the daily chart. Just want to see, as I said, it hasn't really reflected the share price of Zoom throughout the course of the pandemic. This is in October of 2020, and you can see when the second wave of the pandemic, just before the Christmas period, really started to weigh in on prices. And obviously, there are certain things to factor in. Like I said, more overheads need to be claimed because the company was getting bigger and bigger. It became a household name overnight because of the pandemic, and this is where it's heading now. So, we've had a peak of over almost $600 at one point, but now we're trading just below the $330 handle. What's significant here is we are trying to puncture the bottom border of the Ichimoku cloud. So if that does get properly punctured, then I'll be expecting a move to at least the top border of the Ichimoku cloud as well. So that's quite significant there. A nice buy position. Not much in the way of divergences on the RSI, but as I said, this is a daily chart, so if you're doing intraday trading, just make sure you see opportunities as they lie fit. Just look at the daily charts at the moment just to see where we're going in the long term as well. So just a quick look on eBay. Again, eBay, very choppy action here. We're just looking for another push to the upside, at these double tops here. So I put a buy position in when we breached the bottom border of the Ichimoku cloud, which was roughly about the $58 to $59 range. And since then, I'm just looking to see, I've got that buy position still placed in. I'm looking to see if it's going to breach the top border of the Ichimoku cloud and make another test at the high of the $64 to $65 range. Again, on the divergences, not too much in the way. We had a slight bullish one here, you could call it, but the RSI divergence didn't really come down to as much as I wanted it to, so it was a little bit of a false divergence there. But as you can see here, based on the recent trends, I went with that, and as I said, put in a nice buy position there. And just a quick look on PayPal as well. We're seeing PayPal now look a little bit like eBay. We're just looking at this choppy action here to hit another high. And then we'll see if we can have another test above the $300 range. Very, very significant psychological level there above the $300 range to see if we're going to really start propelling prices. Again, I did think that the RSI here would give me a bit of a lift in this particular area to see if there's a hidden bullish divergence, but it didn't come into fruition. So in that case, you know, I went with the trends again. It hit this support here, and then, you know, it was an opportunity for a buy position for the near term. So again, trading just under the Ichimoku lower border. So we'll see if that comes into fruition in the next few trading sessions. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.